the universe keeps testing me, and I am like currently dating a guy that I'm kind of stuck in this cycle with, and this is like totally a thing for me. I've been down this road before, and I don't know, I feel sort of like stuck or stagnant or like intoxicated by it, and I don't really, I mean, I do know how to stop, and I do know how to break the cycle, and I've been down that road too, but I just feel so like comforted and comfortable with him, and I don't know, I just like want to be with him and like want to stay with him. But then basically what it is like the good, when it's good, it's great. When it's not good, it's not great. And again, I've been down this road before. Like basically my childhood has me predisposed to tolerate like mistreatment and basically like verbal and emotional abuse. And I'm not saying any of this like proudly, like I'm not saying like, oh, just because that's my childhood, that means that that's what I have to tolerate as an adult. Like, no, I know better. I'm just admitting that I'm like stuck, even though I know better. And that can be a very frustrating place to be. I think especially like I dated him for 4 months and then ended things because I felt unfulfilled and like I wasn't being my authentic self, because the times that I did show my true colors and the times that I was my authentic, quite emotional, very sensitive self, I felt like it wasn't met well. And so I kind of shut that part of myself off. And now that we've rekindled like a couple of months later, and I'm no longer keeping that part of myself hidden, like we're having more and more conflict. And it's so interesting how like, because I had shut off my emotional side the first go around, I was seemingly so much more low maintenance, so much more chill, so much more like maybe even pick me vibes. I don't know the exact definition of pick me, but like just like so much easier as like a girl or a partner or whatever. And again, I'm not proud of any of that. Like, I don't think that's not a good sign. If when you are your true self, it's not handled well or met well, or it's met with toxicity, that's not a good sign, and it's not a match, you know? But what it is I'm like dating this person because my subconscious mind thinks that if this person who tends to be more on the aggressive end of the spectrum can soften with me and can, you know, be this more soft, sweet, tolerant version of himself for me, then it must be because I am lovable. It must be because I am worthy of love. It must be because I'm special enough. And again, I'm not saying any of that proudly. I'm just admitting what's going on in my subconscious mind. And it's really something else. Like, all of that has to come from within. Like, I myself have to believe that I'm worthy of love and respect. And the craziest part of it all, like that's one of my curses that I need to break. The craziest part of it all is that my name is Amanda, okay? And I know that my parents didn't know the definition of that name. when they named me it 34 years ago. My name literally means worthy of love. And it's like, you can't make that stuff up. Like, what? So as if it weren't clear enough through my trauma and the things that I've experienced and my childhood and whatnot, my freaking name means the most significant curse that I need to break, which is feeling unworthy of love and respect and adoration and support. It's just crazy to me that that's like literally what my name means. But anyways, I just am like grappling and struggling with this man, and like even now I feel like I'm gonna burst into tears. Like I'm struggling because I'm very vocal, I'm very communicative, like I want to be able to say everything that's on my mind and my heart, but now I'm nervous too, which is that's a bad sign. That's a red flag. Like if you're too scared to be honest and open and share what's on your mind and your heart, so long as it's reasonable and rational, I'm not like saying crazy stuff that's just completely out of left field and like hurtful, you know, it should be well received or received with tolerance and love and support. But right now I feel like I'm, I guess, like walking on eggshells in a way, where I'm like, well, I'm nervous to bring X, Y, and Z up because what if he freaks out? And again, that's not a good sign, because then it's going to lead me to suppressing those things. And I've been down that road with him before. Like, it's not, then I'm not my authentic self, and then it's just a recipe for disaster. And I don't know, I'm really struggling with it. And again, I know the solution is to basically just walk away, which is why I did that in the first place. But then we rekindled, and I don't know, like I'm really, really struggling with it. And it's so annoying to be like self-aware, but not actually willing to like do what you must with that awareness. So frustrating. I really need to get my eyebrows done. They're so furry. But it's like, gosh, I almost rather be like blissfully, painfully unaware, because it's so incredibly frustrating to like know better and not be doing better. I can also like give myself grace and patience and like acknowledge that perhaps there's a deeper reason as to why like we rekindled and we're trying things out again and stuff like that. Another huge red flag is like if you're too embarrassed to like admit certain things to your friends about what you're experiencing or enduring in a relationship. That's a red flag. That's a huge red flag. And the reason is because the reason you're not sharing that is because it's embarrassing, it's shameful, you know how you would respond if a friend came to you with that sort of update or what have you. And I don't mean to say that like maybe there's a deeper reason for this like second go around, in terms of like, I'm not saying that it's because we must be meant to be together forever and he's my forever person and stuff like that. Like I pretty much know that he's not, but I also have this chronic issue of like dating men that I know are not my forever person. And I have yet to like meet a friend that's like, oh my gosh, I totally do the same thing. Like, I'm so curious to know of any other girlies that are like chronically doing that. I used to have different issues with men. I used to date men that were emotionally unavailable because I myself was emotionally unavailable on a subconscious level. And I've moved past that. Now I date men that are to a certain extent emotionally available. But and it's so interesting, like with my dating life, it ebbs and flows. Sometimes I date a man where I'm like, wow, this is quite possibly the best man I've ever dated. He's still not my forever person, but it feels good to like really date a really decent man and feel really good about like who I've attracted, and recognizing that that's a reflection of me and my growth and my healing. And right now I feel like sort of ashamed, where I'm like, I thought I had moved past this. I thought I had made strides past this, and apparently not. But we all also know that like the universe will continue to present you with those lessons until you break the curse or break the cycle. And then even then, like, it might pop up again, and it's like your responsibility to like notice the red flags and walk away right away. And then that's again like telling the universe like, no, I've learned my lesson, like I'm done with this sort of treatment or this sort of person or what have you. The issue with me is that I met this man and it was like, I know better and I know this isn't my forever person, but I feel very intoxicated and intrigued by him. And I read something on Threads recently that was like, don't date the man that like triggers your childhood wounds. And that's quite possibly some of the best advice regarding dating, because it feels so familiar, it feels so good, it feels so like, the thing is, it only feels good to a certain degree. Like I don't even know, like I said, it feels really good when things are good, and then it feels really bad when things are bad, like so bad. And I don't know, I'm struggling a lot. And then I also worry about like the repercussions of this sort of thing, this sort of acceptance of treatment and stuff like that. Like, you know, you slowly but surely become a shell of yourself. You're like not sharing things with your friends. You're like, it's negatively impacting your self-love and your self-respect that I've worked so hard to like improve. I don't know, it's a tricky thing and I'm really struggling with it. And it's crazy because I'm like, well, maybe if he goes to therapy, like things will be a lot better. But I'm like, first of all, that's not you can't force somebody, you shouldn't have to force somebody to go to therapy. Like they should want to improve. And let's say they meet you and then they mistreat you, they should be like, okay, I really like this girl and I've had this chronic issue for 30 something years. Like I should probably get help so that way I don't lose this girl. But somebody who's dead set in their ways or like doesn't see that it's enough of a problem, they don't want the help. They don't want to improve. And it's not your job or responsibility to want that for them. And even like best case scenario, let's say this person does go to therapy and like get some help, I still don't think that they're my forever person. And so it's like, why would I even waste my time on wanting them to get help? And again, like it all goes back to my childhood wounds of like, well, if this person like wants help and gets help and, you know, wants to treat me better and all of that, then it must be because I am worthy. And it's like, again, no, like I am just inherently worthy, you know, whether or not this person, regardless of this person and how they treat me and all of that, like those two things are not correlated. But when you're dating someone, like it's so easy to conflate the two. And I don't know, I'm just really struggling with that. And I obviously, like, I know better, and I know what I should be doing for myself and all of that, but it doesn't make it, like, any easier for me. Yeah, like, I don't know, I just feel stuck and infatuated and intoxicated, and like I'm out here trying to heal these really deep rooted wounds, and this is not the way to go about it, you know? And then I think about, like, for example, the times I have dated men that are quite healthy and or like good for me, and I mean, I have yet to meet somebody that's like outright like pushing me to improve and progress and supporting me through everything I've ever been through and blah blah blah. Like, I really genuinely have yet to experience that. That's what I'm looking for. I can also acknowledge that this is such a like lack mindset thing to say, but I think like more often than not, us women are like higher vibration and just more evolved than men in general. So more often than not, like, I hear women or my friends or stuff like that that are kind of like dating down in those ways, or maybe they're dating a rich man, but it's like he's not there for them emotionally, or, you know, things like that. And so it's really tricky. But I think an abundance mindset would be more able to recognize that there are healthy, functional, growth mindset types of men out there, and a lot of it has to do with like me not being open to that, and me not working on my wounds enough, and me not like walking away as soon as I notice the red flags, to show the universe that I'm not willing to like tolerate somebody like that. I don't know. I guess I that's part of it too, is I feel like quite discouraged just by like all of the beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, amazing, smart, successful, incredible women out there, like from my friends to like women on Instagram and stuff, that are like chronically single because they can't meet a decent man that'll pay the bill the first date, you know? I'm like, okay, Jesus, like, that is so discouraging. But I think it's kind of obvious, like, if that's what you're running into, then don't date, or go on the first date and be like, bye, like, you know, show the universe like I'm not willing to tolerate that treatment. And if that's all you've got, universe, then I'll be chronically single, you know? It's so hard because I just feel so like I said, when things are good with this man, I feel so like loved and adored and cared for. And I think that's another piece of it too, is like I'm clearly not giving that to myself, and so I'm seeking it out in this man, and that's never a good place to be, or like never a good place to be starting a relationship or whatnot. My lips just look really weird when I did that. But I appreciate you guys hearing me out. I'm just like struggling with this, and just wish like things could be different with this person. But it's like, you'll have to take it for what it is, face value. Like, and an easy like litmus test is like, how would I react if a friend told me everything that I'm going through, you know? Like, I would say, run, like, walk the other way, girl, like, you deserve better, you know? Anyways, thank you guys. Hopefully I get my wits about me and things get better. Bye.